Hi everyone, thanks for joining. So we have Sumit here. Let me introduce him to everyone. He is 21 as of now and founder and CEO of Kickstart X. So he started his journey at the initial stages of his engineering first year. So hi Sumit, welcome.
Hi,
Yeah, how are you doing?
I'm doing good.
Yeah. So first, let us know how the idea started for this Kickstart X.
It started in my first year of my graduation, where when I went to my college, everyone is very much interested and enthusiastic about their placements and stuff. And most of the students are getting placed into CSA and IT stuff, even if their core is into ACE or electronics and mechanical or whatever it might be. So I felt it very bad. So that I've chosen another part called entrepreneurship. Whereas I have went into my ESL in my college, and I have met some people, and from there I have went to another company, and I have worked there as an intern, and gradually I have raised my position, raised my bar, and going on, I have been the primary, the one of the main persons in the company, and that's where I've seen there are a lack of resources going bad uh, in the ecosystem, startup ecosystem, and that is where we have started Kickstartex.
Wow, that's nice. So I have seen that apart from this, you have many other experiences, right? Before starting StartX. So let me know about those things. Your previous experiences before this.
Means before it Kickstartex means.
You have been a CEO for other organization, and you have worked in a core role for one more company, right? So
Yeah.
how is that started?
Actually, when I joined as an intern in one company, and I have performed in all the other roles. It's not about being in a single role. I've been an intern, as an employee, as an whatever the role it might be, and I've gone through all the roles, and I've understood uh, what does a role means in a startup. Being in a startup, it's not about the role and responsibility. It's all about the work you do and the bar you increase in the ecosystem, and adds value to your portfolio or to the ecosystem.
Yes, great. It's really nice. So basically, there are mostly general questions coming from viewers. So it's basically like how to find the best teammates when you have some good idea. So whom to share with, like whom to have a word with, and all that stuff.
So if you have some idea, so you need to basically validate it, whether is it a idea for the lifestyle business or the idea for the business opportunity, where some ideas serve to only to the people around 10 to 100 or 100 to 1000, but when it comes to business opportunity, it serves to millions and millions and hundreds of thousands of people. So that you need to prepare for that, in which segment are you going into. And if it is a lifestyle business, you don't even need a co-founder kind of thing. You can do it by yourself. Just make sure that you are running all the process in a very effective way, and if your customer retention is increasing, you can make take that process into online by automating, just using a technology as an enabler. And when it comes to business opportunity, you need to find a co-founder. Finding a co-founder is very hard, but the only attitude of never give up will help you find one. Whereas you need to contact a lot many people. Many of us go through the people whom we have already contacted or whom we already know. Whereas he's my friend, and I'll go to him and I'll ask him to, could you be my co-founder, so that I'm going with an idea. Let's rock bolke.
Yeah.
And when it comes to startup, it doesn't work. You need to network with a lot of people, and you need to find the like-minded people, so that you'll get a good co-founder and you can take the company to the next level.
Yeah, very true. So, how to approach for incubation centers or investors? How to pitch into them? Where to start from?
Okay, so if you really have some good idea, so incubator or getting investors on board is something like when you have all the stuff on your plate, you need to take it into the market, right? So you need some support in terms of getting strategies or getting some mentorship or getting some funds or something like that. And for that, you need to refer someone. When it comes to incubators and all, we have one or none in each and every state, the incubators. And when it comes to Hyderabad, we have T-Hub, or when it comes to Andhra Pradesh, we have TSIC, sorry, APIC, Andhra Pradesh Innovation Cell. So that we can go to there and we can pitch our idea. It's all about sell your idea, sell your vision. Until and unless you can't sell your vision, you can't sell your product.
Okay. So yeah, I don't want to take much of my time. So would you please give some guidance, and then directly we will go for the questions from viewers.
Yeah, okay.
So yeah, can you please share your screen?
Yeah, sure. Are you okay?
Yeah, yeah, it's
Yeah.
visible.
So what is your choice of career? Everyone thinks they want to go to some company and work for them, or to enhance the skills and some other things. And some of people want to become an entrepreneur. And becoming an entrepreneur is something you're making a business by solving a problem. Or else, some people want to join a company and excel their skills, which helps the organization to grow. They are called entrepreneurs, where usually we always hear about entrepreneurship and entrepreneurs. We don't know much idea about entrepreneurs and expreneurs. Entrepreneur is someone, a person who strives for innovation within the company. As we don't know this word in a very familiar way, but we know some people who are so-called entrepreneurs, called so-called Satya Nadella or Sundar Pichai, where they have went to that MNCs as an employee itself, and they have made their mark by creating Google Chrome or Gmail or something. And when it comes to Satya Nadella, when he went to Microsoft, he developed the dataset process, and he helped to raise the bar in creating Azure. And what is called expreneur. Expreneur is the person who follows the passion, whatever the situation it might be. Whether you are in a company or you are in a startup, or you yourself is starting a startup, it's all about doing following your passion. That is so called expreneur. And evaluating effectiveness. So there are three main things which you need to look at your product or service when you're going onto the market. Where the first thing is sell your solution, not the product. Everyone thinks like if I can build an application or website, something like Amazon, the X of Y or the Z of Y, then we can build $1 billion company. Something like whereas I can build an application or website, something like Facebook or something like Amazon, something like Google. But the thing is, they're not building the technology gains are not building a product or service based out of the technologies. They're making the process, and they're making sure that they're using technology as an enabler to serve larger audience. They're not at all offering the technology to them. They're offering the process that they have found a solution for the problems that we are facing. For example, Amazon uses the most sophisticated process and uses technology as an enabler to serve larger audience. And the second step called minimum quality product. So what is this minimum quality product? uh, Whenever we go to incubators or go to some experiences entrepreneurs, they'll ask for MVP, minimum viable product. So what is this MVP and MQP? MVP is something like the basic product of our product or solution or a service. When it comes to minimum viable product and minimum quality product, there is a large difference in between those two things. When it comes to minimum viable product, you need to spend your money, your efforts, and you need to get some resources and stuff. And when it comes to minimum quality product, it's all about finding the customers and solving the problem in a very small scale and in a very effective way, either by using creating a Facebook page or Twitter page, or make sure you are using it in a very manual way, so that it's all about solving a problem. Neither you are making creating a website or something that doesn't even matter at all. It's all about minimum quality product. And the third thing is unique drag-worthy proposition. So what is this unique drag-worthy proposition? Everyone knows about USP, unique selling proposition, but no one thinks about unique drag-worthy proposition. So unique drag-worthy proposition is something that you need to find the key thing that you're selling to your customers. Where if you're a starting a company or startup, it's all about finding the unique things that you have. If we take some example, uh, let's take Zomato. Zomato offers food and Swiggy offers us food. But when it comes to Zomato, it gives us offers, and everyone goes back to Zomato as a customer retention, so that they're again getting back the customers with that particular unique drag-worthy proposition. And it's all about the identifying the key thing, and that leaves your customer with no better option than you. And the Google is the best example for unique drag-worthy proposition. And if you want to validate your startup, the very first thing that you need to do is run it by the group of critics. Whereas if you have some idea, just go to your friends and discuss it with them and ask for the feedback they have. And the second thing, don't stop, don't take too much time just to make sure that your website is going to get mm, in a very good condition. Whatever the website it might be, you can take at a maximum of 15 to 20 days to build your minimum quality product. And make sure you are engaging with your customers, and so that you'll get some feedback based on your product, so that you can take the feedback and you can include it in your product, so that you can serve large number of audience, to make sure you're going in a very right track. And once you make sure that your minimum quality product is ready, and you are taken all the feedbacks, and when getting back with all the feedbacks included in your product, then go to the larger audience and make sure you're getting feedback as an everyday thing. It's something like an evolutionary cycle. If you have some friends in a managerial roles or something, they always say iterate your product. It's something like building your product by iterating, by taking feedbacks in a loop way. And the third thing, tweak your product consistently. And tweaking your product means you just need to find out what are all the loops that you're going with, and make sure you're taking all the problems from your product, and make sure you're providing a better service to your customers, so that they can get back to you. And don't try to be an y of x. Be yourself, unique and original. Why? Because if you want to copy a Uber by being uh, a car aggregator for Uber, or being an Amazon for another e-commerce, it doesn't gonna happen. Why? Because uh, being an Amazon by yourself is not about building an application or taking the technology that what Amazon has. It's all about the process that you have is very different from the process what Amazon has. So that be very clear that you are very unique or very original. And if you are, even if you are serving an e-commerce website, don't share it as we are providing an e-commerce which is something like Amazon. Just showcase yourself, what is the best thing that you're providing, and why validation matters. Nowadays, every day 5 startups are emerging in India, and 14 early stage startups are failing every day. This is all because of validation. Validation matters a lot in a startup ecosystem. Whereas we have 93,000 startups which are registered under My Government India website, and whereas every day 5 startups are emerging and 14 startups are failing. This is all because of validation, and this is the main reason why I have shown you these three things. Why not selling a solution, sorry, why not selling a product, just selling your solution, or maintaining your minimum quality product, or getting your unique drag-worthy proposition, and summary of the phases. And make sure you're identifying the market, understanding the market, and identifying the problems, and you're building a solution, and at the same time you're refining the product in a very different way based out of the feedbacks and stuff, and repeat the innovation that is happening in your startup. And the mindset will tap the opportunity out of your talent, and this is why we have started Kickstartex.
Yeah, Sumit, it's really good.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I had like one more question to you. So, how to pitch into investors? Where to find them when you have some good idea and some prototype ready with you? So, how to pitch into them?
Okay. So if you are ready with a prototype or the minimum viable product, all you need to find is investors. Everyone of us think finding an investor is very hard, but we are in a century where we can find anyone from any part of the world by using technology or by using the networking platforms. Just contact them and get their mail, and make sure you're drafting the right content, the right vision that you have into the draft, and send them. They'll definitely respond if your idea is that good.
Yeah, sure. So, guys, I request you to kindly post the questions so that he'll be answering you. So, one more thing. So, we have a question related to agri-tech startup, but in general, what is the process required for establishing a startup? Can you tell it in a brief way? So,
In establishing a startup means.
it's not related to any like not edutech, not agri-tech. In general, in general, for establishing a startup, what are the initial steps?
Initially, you need to validate your startup, and once it is okay with all the stuff that you're doing, and you're really making some revenues and stuff, you need to register under mygov.in by the government website, and you need to make sure that you're taking sole proprietary or limited liability property or private limited. It's totally based out of how many revenues that you're making out, and that is how a startup is registered in a very minimal thing, the basic requirements. Whereas we have 76 unicorns from from India, and we have only 7 in India, and the others are in abroad. Whereas it is due to the lack of resources or reachability to the customers, they have shifted their headquarters from here to abroad.
Okay. So there is a question related to Kickstartex. So what exactly Kickstartex do, and what's your plan in the next 3 years?
Okay, so Kickstartex is a networking platform, and to be very simple, we help users or individuals to follow their passionate job.
Yeah. Okay. So like we have a question, so let me read it out to you. What if we share my idea with others, but they ignore me and they will inculcate with my idea?
If you have some idea, even if you share with them, you don't share the process behind it. Even if they are going with the same idea, and if they are getting successful or something, then you might consider it as it can be done with anyone, not only you.
So one more question is, what are the points we should keep in mind to think something different and innovative from others and make a successful startup?
Sorry, could you repeat it again?
Okay, what are the points we should keep in mind to think something different and innovative from others?
uh, okay, so thinking in a different way, if someone, if we find some problem, everyone look at problems, and when it comes to entrepreneurship, they find for opportunities. And being different is something, entrepreneurship is not a course, or not a something, it is a mindset that you need to have. And based out of your talent, your mindset itself will tap the opportunities from the problems. It is all about creating your mindset in that way.
So there is one more question. Why startup ecosystem in India is so uncertain?
Due to the lack of resources, or getting the right people on board it.
Yeah. Okay. So what is the best way to prepare pitch deck, and what should pitch deck have to raise funds?
Watch it.
Pitch deck have to raise funds.
If you want to prepare a pitch deck, make sure you are presenting your problem statement, your solution, and the metrics that you have. Metric numbers matters a lot. And if you want to raise some funds, just make sure what are the revenues that you have generated from the past months, previous years or previous months, and based on that, what is the funding that
It's 3 o'clock.
looking at, and what is the ROI that you're giving back.
Okay. So guys, any more questions from your side? So yeah, Sumit, I just want to know your experience being a guest speaker. At some universities, you have been the guest speaker, right?
Yeah.
So how do you feel addressing to your fellow students?
Yeah, it's been great, and I would love to appreciate the initiative by Skyriders. Whereas Skyriders is helping the youth to leverage the experiences of the experienced people.
So there is one more question. Please suggest any website or app for preparing pitch deck.
Mm, uh, you can go through Canva or Slidebean.
Okay. So about funds, how does funding works, both government and private?
How does funding works?
Yeah.
So government doesn't give you funds. Basically, if they have some schemes, you need to apply for it, and based out of your performance, they'll provide the funds and stuff. And when it comes to private entities, they'll look at the ROI, return of investment. What is the investment that you're looking at, and what is the return that you're giving back?
So there is a startup related to social media app, and we are not generating any revenue for now, and we are growing every day. We have 1400 plus users, and when should I raise funds?
Mm, Raising funds is not a point. It's all about how well you are managing your thing, and how are you focusing on your customers and stuff. You only need funds just to maintain all your operational costs. And raising funds is not a mandatory thing.
Okay. So, what would you suggest the present engineering students to work upon when they have some good idea? So, related to code.
Okay, so whatever the core it might be, if you really love what you're doing, keeping hardworking, passionate, and enthusiastic, then the byproduct really takes you towards the success.
So,
If
can we?
you
Yeah.
plan for success, the only process takes place, not the miracles.
So, can we register in Startup India portal even if we are just in ideation stage?
Yeah, you can.
So, any more questions, guys? Yeah, I hope you answered every question. So, do you invest in startup?
Yeah, not now, but definitely in the future.
So, just a second. What is the process to get registered with DPIIT?
If you want to register under DPIIT, you need to create an account in Startup India, and the general process goes on. You need to fill all the details. What is your startup about? What is the nature of business, and what are your things that you're looking at and stuff.
Who is your inspiration and why?
My dad is my inspiration because he wants me to do a constructive thing, not the destructive things.
Yes. So, yeah, that's it as of now, Sumit. I guess you have answered all the questions. So, if there are any questions, we'll take it through the feedback form. I'll share them after the session is done. So, from that, if I found any other questions, I'll share it to you.
Yeah, sure.
You can then address. Thanks a lot for being our guest.
You're welcome.
Thank you.